I went to experience Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Orlando for the first time, and here's how it went. So, of course, I'm new to YouTube. Making a YouTube video at Halloween Horror Nights was a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be. There were so many videos that I wanted to take that I forgot to take. So this is a compilation of the videos that I took and me kind of interjecting in some spaces. We ended up doing the Stay and Scream, which means that we were able to get in at 3 p.m. The actual event didn't start until 6:30, but we got in early. We were able to do a couple attractions, walk around, and then about 4:30 we got in the Stay and Scream holding area, which means we were in line to go to a selection of houses, and we ended up doing our first house as Stranger Things 4. On our way into that line, we saw that there was no line for a Twisted Tater and the Cordyceps corn dog. These were some foods that they were having special for this event, and so that's where we're gonna start. We're starting off with some food. All right, we got our first Halloween Horror Nights food of the night. This is the Cordyceps corn dog. It is part of the This Is Us food. It's a Korean corn dog. I honestly don't know what to expect. It's really good. I didn't get any corn dog, like, not part. I just got cheese. Real part. So this is universal, like, standard. You have to get the Twisted Tater. It's really just a twisted potato. I got seasoned salt on it, but they have different things like garlic parmesan and ghost pepper. I just got the plain one right now. Oh. Delicious. It's so good. It is 5:40. We're about to go into our first house. It's the Stranger Things house. The event doesn't start until 6:30, but we had a ticket to get in a little bit early, so we got to get into the line a little bit early. So we're about to do our first house, Stranger Things. I'm super excited. Okay, so I will be honest, the Stranger Things house is pretty much the whole reason that I wanted to go to Halloween Horror Nights. I've been a huge Stranger Things fan since the beginning, and Stranger Things 4 may be my favorite one. So this house was our very first house of the night. When you walk in, it takes you right to the scene where Eddie Munson and Chrissy are in the trailer park and the whole thing is happening with her, which was a great way to start off. There were a lot of places where Vecna could be and was hiding. The scene where Max is like under Vecna, I just absolutely loved it. My favorite was when Dustin and Eddie, they had the scene of them fighting off the bats to Metallica. Like, it was so amazing to see Stranger Things 4 like in real life in this house. I absolutely loved the house. I mean, it was scary because there were things that like jumped out at you, and of course it was dark, but overall it wasn't the scariest house. I really think I just like I kind of knew what to expect. I also watched some other videos. There were a couple Demogorgons in there. That the one at the end was kind of scary. But overall, I loved the Stranger Things house. If I had to give it a 1 out of 10 rating, I would definitely give it a 10 from me. Not because it was scary, but because it was just amazing to see this come to life with these sets and these characters, and I absolutely love the Stranger Things house. Okay, so this second house that we went to was Dueling Dragons, Choose Thy Fate. This was one of the original houses for Universal and is actually based off an old attraction, RIP Dueling Dragons. It was a roller coaster like that dueled, so it was two going at the same time. It was very like Dungeons and Dragons feel to me. It was very dark. There were some wizards and some other monsters. What I liked about it is you actually choose your fate by either choosing the fire or the ice side, and one wins. I'm pretty sure we chose ice. I don't remember, honestly. But we won. The wizard was at the end. He was like, "You did it." This house, other than it being dark, was not super scary to me. There were some cool things to see. I was with a friend who used to work at Universal and was actually used to work at Dueling Dragons. And so she was excited to see some old props from the attraction and the queue line. So that was really cool to me. Overall, I would probably give this house a 6 out of 10. I probably wouldn't go back. I do like the more IP or intellectual property houses just because I know a little bit more about them. But, I mean, overall, it was still a cool house, and I enjoyed it. Okay, our third house was Camp Yeti Campground Kills. This, if you know me, I love Yeti, Bigfoot, Nessie, aliens. I just love it all. And so the idea behind this house was really, really exciting to me. So the backstory for this house is it's like a 1950s, 60s campground. Some bratty kid, Billy, has gone off and killed a baby Yeti. And now the Yeti family is out for revenge. Rightfully so. Like, I'm on Team Yeti. But this house was absolutely incredible. The set, it felt like you were in a campground. There were tents, there were like some old RVs, some campfires. There were characters of like campers that had been attacked, that had blood. Like, it was just so great. What I loved is the Yetis, like the difference in the Yetis. There was huge ones, smaller ones, and you never knew where they were gonna be. Overall, this was probably my like second top favorite house. I'm gonna give this one a 10 out of 10 too. I would definitely wait in line and go through this one again just to see some things that I missed, because I know that I missed a lot. But Yeti Campground Kills, 100%, that one was amazing. This was our first scare zone of the night, Vamp 69. This is a music festival that has been taken over by vampires, and it's honestly a fan favorite. The music, the sets, and the characters definitely made this scare zone the best one to start off with. Not technically a scare zone, but the Death Eaters are in Diagon Alley. The followers of Lord Voldemort are out and about practicing their dark arts, and I absolutely loved it. Now it was time for The Last of Us. For some reason, we kept on calling it This Is Us all night. It's definitely not a This Is Us house. I'm pretty sure there's a video of me somewhere saying This Is Us. The Last of Us. The Last of Us house. This is, of course, based off of the Last of Us video game. It was turned into a series for HBO, which was incredible. But this one is based off the video game. This is definitely like the biggest house of this year, as far as like hype wise. The line was crazy. This is one that we went to a little bit later. I would say that we waited almost an hour and a half to go through this house. But as soon as we walked in, the first set was absolutely incredible. If you played the game or you even watched the TV show, there's a scene where Joel and Ellie have crashed a truck and they're trying to get away from some people. That was a scene, like a full like crashed truck in there. People with, of course, fake guns. But I mean, it was, as soon as I walked in, I was blown away. The like monsters or the clickers were out and about, like all over the place. They definitely were jumping out at you. There was one in particular at the end that was huge, so huge. That one definitely scared me because he just got really closer than I thought he was gonna get. But overall, this house was great. I'm not gonna say it was the best one. I do feel like we waited a long time, which maybe made it seem shorter, but I do feel like it was a smaller, like shorter house. There wasn't enough Joel. Like, I needed some more Joel in there. I understand, like, he can't be there, but maybe we could get an actor to kind of act like Joel. I did want to see a little bit more of Joel in there. Overall, it was still a great house. I would definitely not wait the hour and a half again for it, but rating it out of 10, I would give it an 8 out of 10. We're taking a break and we got some pizza fries. I'm gonna use my light to show you. Ooh. Classic Halloween Horror Nights snack, and Duncan's waiting eagerly to take a bite, but we all know that the phone eats first. They're really good. I like it because it doesn't have a lot of sauce. You try it. What do you think? You like them?
Yeah.
I actually really like them.
Like the fries aren't too mushy. And I think, yeah, how you said the sauce doesn't have a lot of sauce.
I feel like we needed some red pepper flakes.
Red pepper flakes would be good.
That
And
make it.
there's a good amount of garlic on it.
Ooh,
You can
yeah.
never have too much garlic. And they're being good.
They're delicious. Okay, Blood Moon Dark Offerings was the last house that we went to for the night. The backstory for this house is that it is a colonial style village with a cult that worships the blood moon, and they are looking to sacrifice you. That's the story. This house was probably the scariest house of the night for us out of the ones that we went to. You walk in and it is right away like people worshiping the dark moon. What's scary about it, there were several scenes where there were like hooded figures standing or sitting, and you knew that one of them was real. Like one of them was going to be real, but you didn't know which one, right? And so that one was really scary. The whole time that you are walking through this house, there is someone like screaming, sacrifice them, and it's terrifying. There's somebody at the top like ringing this creepy old style bell. The villagers are like running around because people are attacking them. Overall, this one was the scariest one of the night, but I think it was one of the ones that is definitely underrated because it is not like a big Stranger Things or The Last of Us house. I'm really hoping that people do check this house out because the set, the characters, the theming was incredible. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. Although I was really scared, it was a great house to walk through. This is Dr. Oddfellow. He is the icon of Halloween Horror Nights 32. All of the scare zones tie back to him, with him using the power of the Zodiac. The scare zones all take place in different decades that Dr. Oddfellow has lived in and tormented someone. I loved Halloween Horror Nights 32. I will admit that I was definitely scared of going to this event, but in the end, I'm so glad that I went. It was an incredible experience. I definitely want to go back in the future. Definitely want to see what new houses they have in store for next year and the years after. If you are thinking about heading out to this event and you are unsure of it, I want to reassure you, go and try it out. It is highly entertaining, especially for someone like me who loves movies, who loves Halloween. I would definitely recommend it. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. And of course, I am a travel advisor. So if you need help planning this trip, I can help you do that. I'm still planning for 2023 and 2024. And if you like this video, go ahead and hit subscribe. I will be traveling more in the future and showing you what I'm doing. Bye.